Hi. Okay, so we are talking about maintaining and achieving and then maintaining consistently high PRS. Um, and we are doing that through, oh, my camera's going funny. We're going to do that through various different actions. One of the things I spoke about last week that I'm not going to go on about this week is your mindset and personal development. It is massive. It's absolutely massive. And if you haven't watched last week's, I would definitely go back and watch part one, because that really will set you up for what's going to go up on here. But the first thing to say is, when you are talking about your PRS and what it means high to you is going to be different to somebody else. So when you first start out, you want to be setting yourself a kind of realistic but a challenge type of PRS. So I would say, to start with, aim for 500 in the first month, because actually 500 is what you want for your first stage of fast start. So 500 is a really good, like, high PRS, and that is all you need to do for the rest of your career in this business, because actually 500 is all you need for elite. So green, orange, purple, black, that's all you actually need in order to tick your boxes. So if you get used to hitting 500 every single month, then you know that as you work your way up through the compensation plan, your PRS isn't going to be the thing that's stopping you and holding you back from moving up. That said, you may want to actually earn some more money than that in terms of your commission and coming back. So 500 is a good thing to aim for. If you are doing 500 at the moment, double it and aim for 1,000. And if you want to push yourself even more, if you're hitting 1,000, aim for, say, 1,500 or 2,000, and chances are you might dip slightly below that. So my goal, my aim each month is around 1,500 PRS. That is my goal, and I have been consistently hitting that in and around for quite a long time. I obviously had a bit of a spike in November and December because it was Christmas, but that I'm going to be talking about how to actually get those spikes, because what happens is, if we aren't consistently working our business and doing the things, when it comes to November and December, our sales just kind of do that. And you can see everybody else's going poof, like that. And you're going, oh, why haven't I done that? So if you do the things that I'm about to talk about now, next, as in the coming November and December, you're going to see a massive spike in your sales, and that's where you're really going to get the good moolah, as it were. And obviously you're then going to be able to teach your new teamies as they come on. You're going to be able to tell them how you've done it and how you're consistently doing it. So the main thing to say is that when we're talking about selling, we don't sell anything through our main Facebook. All of the selling happens in Messenger, but what you need to do is get people into Messenger, and how we do that is make our profile really attractive and getting intrigue and giving people value. So the absolute core activities that you should be focusing on your profile is giving people value, not just showing them a picture of a product, not just saying, look at my lashes, aren't they lush? Give them an answer to a question, solve a problem to them, because people buy solutions. So if you're constantly thinking about how to provide a solution to a problem, or if you're thinking about how to answer a question that, even if you have that question, or you had that question, other people will have those questions. Ask people, what questions do you have about makeup? They will tell you, and you can answer those questions. The reason it's really important to do that is because what that then does is it builds respect and trust, because people don't like being sold to. I don't like being sold to at all. I hate it. And I can guarantee if someone tries to sell me something, I'll be like, no, jog on. For instance, when I get group bulk added, or just added without asking, to a online event or an online party or something, drives me nuts. Please don't ever do that, because it's not respecting the people that you are adding. You must always give respect to gain respect, because what happens then is, if people respect you, they're going to start to build up a relationship with you, and that they're going to start to build like a trust with you, and then people buy from people they trust, and they also recommend people they trust, which is a huge part of building your network, is recommendation, because people will want to help you if they trust you and if you've made them a friend. So always work on a respect basis. So excuse me, I'm trying not to cough directly into my microphone. Excuse me, I think I just did. Wait a second. I'm sorry. Do excuse me. So when you are thinking about what content to create, I would really strongly suggest only focusing your profile on 2, maybe 3 areas of your life. Get a kind of consistency to your profile. So instead of just higgledy-piggledy, popping stuff out left, right and centre, think about what we spoke about it last week, a brand. What do you want people to think of when they think of you? Because if you have got a brand, people are going to automatically start associating you with certain things, whether that be positivity, whether it be, animals, if you're really, really into animals, whether it be, or just being a mum, frankly, and just being your hashtag mum life, that could be part of your brand. And makeup can be part of your brand. And I would suggest makeup is part of your brand because that is what we do. But don't just do, I'm doing a live, that is my brand. Post about makeup generally. Make sure your selfies, when you've got your selfie on, you're looking hot. People know makeup is part of your life. That's how it's going to become part of your brand and not just what you sell. If you are your brand, that's when people respect that this is your business you're running. It's not just, oh, I've decided to wear a really hot pink lipstick today because I want to sell a hot pink lipstick. That isn't why you do what you do. You do it because you actually are recommending it and you love it. And it's important that people see that because it's genuine. One of my biggest kind of game-changing moments was, I've always done it, but I didn't really realize I was doing it. And when I realized I was doing it, everything kind of changed, was when I really started thinking as if I was the customer or as if I was the viewer. So always think about, and I mean literally every single word you post on Facebook, think about how people are going to see it and how you would respond to that if you were to view it. Because if it makes you feel icky, if you look at it and go, oh yeah, no, that's a bit cheesy, or yeah, that's a bit spammy, or oh, that could be read in a bit of a weird way, maybe somebody might think I'm being really rude. And I'm really talking about everything. Even if you're making a comment on somebody's post, think about it, how it can be read. Think about the fact that people misread text messages all the time because it's written down. Really focus on what you're saying. If your brand is positivity, if your brand is being upbeat, even if you have a really sarcastic relationship with someone offline, don't be sarcastic with them online, because that will just come across as rude to other people who are watching it, and people will just go, she's a bit of a that's not going to fly with you when you're trying to build up a relationship with people. So always think about what you're doing in terms of who's watching you and how you would like to be addressed as a viewer, because what that will do is you'll start building a community of people who come to you because of your brand. You're going to start attracting like-minded people, and that is going to help your brand grow. So a brand is really, really important. And I'm so sorry, holding back coughs is really hard. Sorry, feel a bit ridiculous there. So when we're talking about what to actually post, it's going to sound a bit weird, but don't post too much. Don't overpost. Create really valuable content, not just random content. It is better to post once a day something that's really, really good and that's going to keep getting lots of content and interaction than 7 times a day of stuff that people aren't going to pay attention to. Facebook are brilliant now, and their new algorithms are amazing. They know if you're just posting for the sake of posting, and they'll give you less visibility. So my recommendation would be 3 to 4 times a day posting, but make the content something that is likely to get engagement organically, not just trying to get engagement for the sake of engagement. Again, Facebook know you're doing that, and they will derank your post. If you are doing a live, and I'm going to talk about lives in a second, but if you are doing a live, once you've finished your live, if you want to show people the final look, don't post it as a separate post afterwards. Don't finish your live and then 5 minutes later go, this is the final, thanks for joining me, this is my final look, because actually you're then competing with your live in your feed. What you need to do is pop it in the comments of the live, because then all the people who've watched your live and interacted with your live are going to see your final look, They're going to know, and they're going to like it, and they're going to hit it, and then people are going to start rewatching it. Wait a couple of hours maybe, then go back and start commenting and saying thanks very much. It's going to bump that live back up in the feed for the next kind of wave of people watching your video in later on in the day, for instance. And a tip that I got this week, which I think is brilliant actually, and it's from Fraser Brooks. And if you don't follow Fraser Brooks, I really recommend that you do, because he is absolutely genius when it comes to Facebook and network marketing. Is you, instead of, you know, when you have like a time hop thing, you know, when it says, oh, this day a year ago, instead of sharing that post, just comment on it, and that'll re-bump it up in the feed. So you can actually reuse old content just by commenting on it rather than resharing it. So it's a really good idea. And he says to wait 7 days to comment on something. So if you post something and you're like, actually, that was quite good, it got a reasonable amount of interaction, wait for 7 days, then go back and comment on it again, and it will bump it up in the newsfeed. So if you're struggling for ideas, I did it the other day. I was struggling for an idea of what to post. I hadn't had a chance to do a makeup tutorial or a live. So I just went back and I commented on a video I did a couple of months ago, and suddenly people started commenting on it again. And it started getting fresh in the feed. So you don't have to constantly be creating new content. You can use, if you really like something you've done in the past, bump it up. It's absolutely fine to do that. I will talk about lives now, because lives are life when it comes to what we do, and in terms of getting your algorithms and everything up. It is the biggest thing that Facebook will thank you for. You will be promoted to the top of the feed if you go live. It is absolutely crucial. However, if you go live all the time and you are offering no value, and you're not actually doing it with a purpose to help people or give entertainment, and so therefore your interaction is dropping, Facebook will kind of just go, well, no one's really bothered about these lives, so I'm not really going to massively bump it up. It is better to go live twice a week than it is every single day without any content. It's much better. And one of the big things, again, I use Fraser Brooks because I'm telling you, ladies, you need to be following me as genius. Do them regularly at a particular time slot. So pick a time, if this is possible, pick a time that you know you're going to be able to go live every single week, and do it every single week. So Wednesdays, Sundays are a good time. I will message Kirsty and Lindsay the links to the Facebook bootcamp that Fraser did this week, which they will then be able to share out with you girls, because he talks very specifically about the actual times that are good to go live and why it's important to go live in those times and to allow them their organic lifespan, basically. So I will do that so that you can do it, rather than me having to spend ages going over it now. Just to say, pick a time, and imagine you're creating a TV series. Imagine people are just going, do you know what, I'm going to tune in to Jay at 7 o'clock on a Wednesday because I know she's going to be there. Because then what happens is on a Thursday they'll go, oh, I missed it, I'm going to go back, and I know she's going to be live on a Wednesday night, or I know she's going to be live on a Sunday night, and they're going to make it part of their routine if you are giving them value, if you are giving them consistent entertainment and value, because that's what people go onto Facebook for. They don't go on to be sold. They don't want just products shoved down their face. They want to actually learn something. So again, think about it. Please start your live straight away. Please start your live straight away. Imagine you are literally people going to be watching it on the replay, because you have a split second to get people's attention on a live. Like, you have no idea. You see the scroll, and if you aren't doing something exciting, if you come on and you're just going, I'm just going to wait for a couple of seconds just to see, you've gone, they've gone. They won't watch the replay, and they won't watch you there. You have lost them, and it's because they want instant gratification. It really is that simple. You have to be giving something straight away and respecting the people who are on straight away. It doesn't matter if you've got one person viewing you or 1,000 people viewing you. You treat every single person who's viewing you with respect. Like I heard once, it was Terry Wogan said, like, was asked, how many people, have you got any idea how many people listen to you? And don't you get daunted? And he just said, I only talk to one person. Like his whole thing, Terry Wogan, I know it's random to talk about Terry Wogan, but the way he thought about broadcasting was he was speaking to one person with respect, and he was talking to them. And if you think the same way, it doesn't matter what that little number says, because it can be daunting when it says 1 or 2. You're thinking, oh, no one's watching me. And if it says 25, you're going, oh, there's 25 people watching me. If it says 100, you're going, oh, you know, and it'd be quite scary, whatever. Whereas if you just go, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because you could have 1,000, 100,000 views after you finish that live. Doesn't matter. Just think about the person you're speaking to and give them respect and value, because that's what they'll respect, and that's why they'll keep coming back. Name check them as well. When you see someone hop on, say, hey, call them out by name, because people like that. It's like they've got a little celebrity going on, like, oh, I just said my name. Very exciting. They just literally get a little buzz by it, which is kind of random and quite funny. So I love this. I love this little phrase. If your intention is commission, you lose. If your intention is connection, that's when you win. So if everything you're doing is to try and get a sale, you won't get the sales. You really won't. You have got to be building relationships for long-term sales and long-term building of your community and your network. It really is that simple. You need to ask questions when people when you get them in Messenger. Say you do a live about how to get really long lashes. How do you make your eyes look more awake? And you do a mascara demo. It's that simple. It's not like you have to do anything crazy. How do you look more awake? You frame your eyes and you bring the attention up to the eyes, and you give a jet black mascara. It's going to make the whites of your eyes pop. Talk about that stuff. It's still a mascara demo, but it's giving them an answer to a question. It's giving them a solution to something. And if somebody says to you, how much is it? Never tell them on a live. Say, oh, I'll throw you a message afterwards. We'll chat about it afterwards. But don't go straight in for the sale. Don't ever pick up a message and go, hey, hun, thanks so much for commenting on my live. That mascara is £19. You'd love it. No. They may buy that mascara, but they're not going to ask you any advice. They're not going to build a relationship with you, and you may not ever see them again past it, because you're just looking for that immediate hit. What you need to do is build up a connection with them. Ask them how their day's been. Hey, hun, how you doing? What have you been up to? Anything exciting? Done. You don't have to mention the price. When they come out, have another conversation. They may say, oh, how much is that mascara? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot to even write about the price. Yeah, what an idiot. I'm never an idiot. It's always on purpose I do that. I'm not an idiot. I just like to build up a relationship with people, and I like to actually get to know them and why they are interested in that product, because it might be that it's the wrong product for them. I mean, truthfully, Epic is not wrong for anyone. It's the best product in the world. But I'm just saying, if there's something that can help them, I want to get to know them, and I want to start building up a relationship, because then what I can do is I can offer them a lash bash. And you can call them whatever you want. You can call them any name you would like to. But if you've built up a relationship with that person, they're more likely to say yes, because they know you're actually doing it to help them, rather than just get sales. If you have just focused on getting them to buy something, and then you say, hey, hun, do you fancy doing a lash bash for me? They're going to be like, what am I going to get out of it? Like, you haven't given me anything that I want to actually get from it. Like, there's nothing in it for me. Whereas if they know you are constantly giving value, you're constantly giving advice, even when it's not really, relevant or asked for, about anything, about, recommendation for Portaloos or something, I don't know, it can be anything. If they know that they can ask your advice, they're more likely to have a relationship with you and invite their friends to that, not just say yes, I'll have it, and then not invite anyone, because that happens a lot if you haven't built up that relationship with them. So get to know them, build a relationship. Now, Kirsty is the party queen, so I'm not going to talk to you massively about how to do parties and why it's so important to do parties, but online parties are crucial. Now, yes, for an instant hit of PRS, if you want a really good PRS smackdown, you go for one-to-ones and you go for home parties. They are good ways to get a really good bosh of PRS. However, when you sell something to someone, our products are really good. they're really good. They're not actually that consumable. So once people have something in their kit, they don't need to replace it. Our blushes last for literally ever. Like, unless you have a proper makeup addict that wants all 5 colours, they're not going to buy another blusher from you. They may buy other products in the range because they get hooked. I'm going to sneeze. But they're unlikely to need that blusher again. So actually, what you want to be doing is introducing lots of people to your brand. So you're selling a massive to a massive wide net of people, rather than a close net of people that are buying a lot of stuff, because that's actually not going to make you maintain your high PRS. Because it's fine to get the high PRS, but how you maintain it is by building your network. It's network marketing for a reason. Yes, we like to show people this incredible opportunity to do what we do, but in order to actually be able to keep doing it, you need to widen your network, and online parties are 100% the way to do it. But please, again,
Jay,
don't go into them. Yes,
I've got 15 minutes.
That's fine. I'm actually, look at this. I'm actually on my little third to last slide. I'm so proud this week. I'm well happy with myself. So although I've just lost what I was saying. I don't know. What was I saying? Oh, Kirsty. What was I just saying? I don't even know. Oh, yes. So if you go into parties thinking about the commission you're going to get from that one party, again, people are going to see through that, and chances are you won't make anything. You have to go in with the intention of giving value and making connections and building relationships with those people. So I've done lots of different versions of lash bashes and makeup tutorial parties and everything. I've done lots of different versions. I'm just about to completely relaunch my whole business again, based on a few things I've been trying over the past few months. It is trial and error, guys. You cannot do one and think it's failed. That's it. Oh, I've done 10 and I got a couple of sales, it's failed. No. You keep doing them. You change them up. You keep doing the same ones if you want to, but I'm telling you, it's a volume thing, it's a numbers thing, and don't worry about the interaction, because it does not mean anything. If nobody is liking or commenting, it doesn't mean they're not watching. And if you are, again, offering value and fun, I don't play games in lash bashes, because what happens is it just makes it really obvious when nobody interacts, and we are like sheep. We like likes. If something goes past on a newsfeed that's got 50 likes, we're probably going to stop and like it before we've even seen what the content is. If there's a post, and this is the same for when you're actually writing a post as well. If you say something like comment below for more info, and don't mention, and then you don't say or private message me, if you've just told them to comment below and there's nothing, it's like tumbleweed. It's like, oh, I want to die inside. I see it all the time. I see lots of people do that for various different things, and there's nothing, and you feel really bad for the person who's written it. So don't do it, because actually it makes people more aware that there isn't any interaction. So don't worry about the interaction. Don't ask for people's interaction. Just know that they're watching you. Build a relationship with those people, and what happens is when you send them a friend's request, they know you do what you do. And if they accept that friend's request, and some people won't, it's fine, but if they accept the friend's request, they're accepting it because they know you as the makeup lady. They know you as the lash girl. Okay, so you're already in their mind as the lash girl. What you now have to do on your public profile is maintain that value. And what will happen, I promise you, people will come back to you months, possibly weeks, after they've seen you in that initial lash bash and either buy something or join your team. It will happen, or ask your advice, and you'll start building a relationship, and then you can offer them a lash bash. It is all about the connections that you make based on those lash bashes. And if you're not doing them, then you're not making the connections, and you will stop. Like, you will stagnate. You could have a massive up, but if you stop doing what you need to do, you're just going to do that and then do that, because your audience is going to drop off. It really is that simple. So don't think of it as success or failure. Just do them, because actually you've just got to fall in love with the process of doing them. And you can find your own way of doing it. 5 days, 10 days, 2 days, half an hour, whatever it might be. Find your way of doing it and make it fun for you and part of it. what was I going to say? Okay, so I will wrap it up. So hopefully this has actually given you some tips. I know I've not actually directly told you how to get high PRS, but I'm hoping that through that, the fact that you must always look and think what you would like to see, what aren't the questions you would like to have answered, and the fact that you have to party all the time, that is how we do it. So if you want 500 PRS, you actually only need to sell 21 mascaras, 21 epics. In order to do that, you could host a party in your VIP group, do a little mini series of 5 days or whatever. You could sell 5 epics in that party. You only need 4 parties to have done 4 mascaras, and you've done 500 PRS. So celebrate every single time you sell something. If you sell 1 mascara, that's amazing. Tick it off and go, boom, I've done it. That's 1 less that I need to get to that 500. It doesn't have to be mascaras, I'm just saying. But please don't be afraid of making mistakes. Like, the worst thing you can do is not do anything at all. Don't be just doing millions of training videos and then not taking action, because it's just going to be up in your head. You have to. It's like a muscle. You have to practice it. You have to work it in order to get better. I've done stuff. I look back now and I'm like, oh, cringe-tastic on quite a lot of stuff I've done. Even like 3 weeks ago, before I've done this Fraser Brooks training, I'm like, oh God. Like, every day I will do something that I'll go, yeah, no, I shouldn't have done that. It's part of the process. You've got to learn to be part of the process and be accountable for your own time. Like, make sure you do the things you need to do income producing activities every single day. You don't need to spend a long time doing them. 15-minute chunks is all you need, but you need to make sure you do them. And in order to actually get that done, you can't say I've worked and just have been scrolling for an hour and a half. It just won't fly. You won't make the income. What am I going to say? Take action and learn from everything you do.
5.
I'm trying to read my slides and they're only small. God damn it. Give me a second, woman. Okay, so fail forward. That's a Will Smith one. I love Will Smith. Will Smith. Sorry, Dan's actually sat there and he's just looked at me and gone, I mean, it's Will Smith. Who doesn't? You love Will Smith. It's fine. He's seriously, like, I love Will Smith because one of the biggest things he says is aim for failure. Always try and push yourself to that limit, because when you hit that point where you go, oh, I've messed up, you will learn from that and you will do something different, and it will take you in a different direction that will almost certainly be up. Like, it really is a case of some of the times I've done something that's really bad, I'll go, hell no, I'm not doing that again. And it's always resulted in me doing something more. But really, above all, you have to have belief in yourself that you can do it, and celebrate every single time you do something that's maybe a little bit out of your comfort zone, or that's a little bit of a win for you. And tell your teamies, tell everybody. It doesn't matter. Like, you are allowed to be proud of yourself when you're in this business, especially in this community, in your team pages, in your team chat. Shout yourself out. It's okay to do that, because it gives you a boost, and other people will be like, oh yeah, get on. And it actually inspires other people, and that's what this is about. It's about building a community of people who lift each other up and go, yeah, you've slammed it, well done, that's awesome. But biggest one for me, do personal development. I know that I spent an entire hour last week talking about how important it is. It's because it's really important. It is so important, because until you have that belief that you can do it, every time something doesn't go quite to plan, your belief gets knocked down a little bit, and you start questioning yourself. If you haven't got the personal development behind you to keep building that up and to go, do you know what, doesn't matter, move on, change from it, learn from it, you will just get beaten. You'll go, oh, because it's a business is hard. It's not a job. Nobody is going to pay you for just sitting around and filing something. That's not what we do. You can file as many bits of paper as you like. You're not going to get paid for that. You need to go out and actually do the things to generate a business. But here's the great news, is that if you do that, you get paid way more in terms of rewards, like emotionally as well as financially, when you are consistent with it. And it is, guys, this is not a get rich quick scheme. Okay, this is not a get rich quick scheme to make the big bucks. You are talking a 5-year career, but that's very short in terms of your working life. So just be aware that you can make money through PRS, but you're going to make the big money if you are after that out of building the success of other people. So help other people do the same thing. And you're going to do that by showing people that you can do it yourself. That's why PRS is important. It's not necessarily for your own bank account. It's to show other people that this is a smart move. This business is amazing. And it gives people that little bit of income that's extra that they want. And then they can share how to do that with other people. And that's how we do it. We help other women do that. That's the whole point of this business. It's not about just ourselves. It's a wider thing. And we need to show people makeup. This makeup's friggin' amazing. Like, this is Lush. Eye primer. Girls, get yourself some eye primer if you haven't got it, and scream about it, because that stuff will change a lot of people's lives. I'm telling you. You just need to be passionate about what you do. So has anybody got any quick questions in like 30 seconds? Because I know I've like yapped on for ages. No. Kirsty's gone to sleep. She's asleep on the sofa.
No, I'm
Literally,
here.
she's asleep. Oh, hello. She's not. She's there.
No, it was really, that was, it's all completely true. And I agree with you about the personal development, because I've messed up. Like, I've messed up. And as much as half the time I want to cry because I've messed up, because of everything that I've done, I'm just like, it's okay, I'll just start again.
Yeah. It's a process. It's a process.
Yeah. There's no mistake you can't learn from or hurdle you can't get over. There really
And
is.
I go back to what I was said last week about being a child. Like, if your child made a mistake, if your child fell off a bike, you wouldn't say, oh, we'll give up then.
No.
You'll never be able to ride a bike. You just wouldn't do it. You'd say, come on, pick yourself up, brush yourself off, maybe have a cuddle, and then get back on your bike.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You've got to, in a business sense, you have to think about it in the same way, because you cannot just go, oh, well, sod it. Unless you, like this business especially, there is no way to fail at it. The only way to fail is to stop. It's not like a normal bricks and mortar business, which can have overheads which are impossible to get back. It's a different kind of business. Like, the only way that you're not going to succeed in this long term is by not developing yourself, not learning from yourself. And you can't grow your business until you've grown your mind. It is literally that simple. It's not about the skills you've got. It's about how you apply them and apply your mind as well.
You've got less than a minute, so.
Oh, thanks so much, girls. Thanks so much. I'm always available on Messenger. Kirsty, I hope you get your profile back, babe. You'll be fine. You'll rock it.